Okay, so again, we are all in folk, and we start the game in Folksong. We've been in Folksong for a while, but today's game is Seth's main character energy game. Like, while we've been in the side of the world, like the Folksong side, Seth's been feeling particularly not amazingly connected to Beezus. Like, and whenever Seth has like talked about Beezus to any of the like common folk, they kind of dismiss him. Not dismiss, but like nod, and then just not really attentive. They don't particularly care, and there's got to be a reason for that, because like we know that Beezus is a full planetary like religion. It also has a name other than just straight Beezus, but we'll get to that eventually. So, like, Seth has been sensing in the recent times since what was that game called where we were there last? I have forgotten it. The guy is Garden One. Like, since that game, we had Seth has started hearing what sounds like a distress call. Like, or not hearing it, but feeling it, you know, vibrations. The buzzing, the vibes are wrong. But, so as Seth assembles his party to investigate this mysterious occurrence, the rest of the crew, you all are returning to the Silver Thimble. During this time, I want you all to consider your plans for the upcoming month, in terms of role-playing. Will you be focusing on department goals, or will you be embarking on personal projects? Like, you gotta let me know your intentions, and specifically who you are collaborating with. Like, if you're working on inter-department stuff, keep it in department, please. Like, but if you are working on personal stuff, work with whoever you want. Just realize you don't get the bonus of working with your department. Like, we'll then determine the success of the beginning of your of this based on dice rolls. So how that's gonna work is we will, once you set up who you are playing to RP with, and you can RP with other people, but this is who's working directly with you. Like, we'll make the roll. On a 20, you get a +2. On an 11 to 19, it's a +1. 6 to 10, it's a 0. 2 to 5, -1. 1 is -2. So even on a 1, if you are working with other people, you can bring that score back up. But that's just how you start. And that's just to give you a guideline of how you start. And then based on how you RP, we'll have another roll throughout the month, and then we will have an end roll. If we'll add all those points together, and then we will see how successful you are at the end of the month. That is what I want to do. I would like to do that every single month going forward, and we'll probably do it in more of a speakeasy style game, but this month has a lot of games that I need to get to, so we're going to fit a speakeasy in here somewhere, but just not at the start. And sorry about all that, and now we can get to introducing the players for this game. Alright, so today we obviously have Seth playing Seth as his main character energy.
Howdy.
And then we got Kuari, who is playing Midnight.
Hello, hello.
Starless plays Adli.
Hi.
And Flynn plays Flynn.
Howdy.
I'm wearing a fedora.
That's a trilby.
Nope, it says fedora on the card.
Yep.
Llamas in our world have wings and are like leathery. Who am I hearing myself through? Am I hearing myself through me? Oh, I am. Never mind. That's me.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
I have the stream unmuted. That's my fault. Okay. So, absolutely. Let's get to the game. If I can figure out where there we are. All right. So, Seth, what made you bring this team together? Like, you are feeling what feels like a call for help. You don't know, it doesn't seem urgent, just persistent. What made you bring these 3 people?
Well, honestly, I felt a a pack kinship with both Midnight and Adli a few weeks back, as we held like the derpy little dogs we are, and I just thought it would be funny to bring a cat.
Solid enough. All right, so we are going to Gaia's garden, like down here. It's specifically more on this edge of things, to the eastern edge of the forest. We were more dead center when we met Gaia, the giant hedgehog guardian of the forest. So, and you guys all have permission to be here. Like, don't worry about like stepping on like toes. Like, Gaia welcomes you, and the Mandrake also is like fine with you all being here because you helped her out. And then, so here we are, Seth. As you are stepping in, you feel the call for aid is coming from nearby in this location. If this is you guys' character's first time being in Gaia's garden, so let me explain how it looks to you. These trees are huge, absolutely mammoth. Like the flowers are the size of trees in our world. Like, these trees are something else entirely. Like, we have nothing on those scales in our world. Like, just scale up every flower to tree size and scale up every tree to match that in your minds. Like, it's huge. But there are also tiny flowers on the ground, like our size flowers. Like, the diversity is ridiculous.
I love this so much.
A silly question, but where exactly are we on the map of the world itself? Like, what side?
You're still on focus. You're right here.
Okay.
I've been pinging it. Like, right down here.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, Gaia's Garden's on focus on. Sorry, Nika, I'm making her, like, switch the camera all over the place. Alright, Seth, like, you feel it. Like, and, like, the place, this whole place smells amazing. Specifically to, like, to everybody it smells like flowers and just, like, nature. But specifically to Seth, like, you guys can see the pollen floating around and stuff. It's just, like, you smell a bounty. You feel a bounty around you. You know what I mean? Like, it feels serene. You feel at peace here. Like, you hear, like, birds chirping. And sometimes you hear birds chirping that are way, way, way too loud because the birds are also to scale with these trees.
Is this forest particularly owned by any government, or is it kind of its own, kind of not nation, but just its own land?
Nobody particularly claims Gaia's Garden, unless you count Gaia herself. But Gaia has let the Mandrake in, and the Mandrake has built her own court in these woods, or like in the garden. So there could be plenty of little civilizations out here.
Okay. I definitely appreciate you guys, joining me. It just really feels like not just important, but paramount to kind of visit this area. It just feels... Anyway, thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I helped out when Willoughby was in trouble. No problem helping out again.
Any way I can help, sure.
Flynn was not paying attention at that point, was fiddling with some sort of little mechanical object. And when he looks up and goes, huh? Oh yeah, what they said, and then goes back to whatever she was doing.
I truly hope we find a field of catnip.
So, go ahead. Like, I heard Midnight and Flynn think. I don't know if I heard Adli say anything right there.
Oh. Did I not say something?
I'm sorry, I was looking away because like somebody mentioned something. So that's you're good. You're good. Sorry. So Seth, you feel like a humming coming, and it's just coming from up this river over here. I didn't know we could stack hats, by the way. This was an unknown possibility to me.
Please keep that function.
I don't know how come it absolutely never occurred to me that that is 100% what everyone would do. Just why? Such a simple exploit. It's so obvious. It didn't occur to me. Well,
Yep, that one's on us.
Yeah, exactly. These hats are on you.
Oh, this is great.
The feds will never be seen if you stack it, though.
Oh, yeah, because it would layer underneath the cowboy hat. Or over it, or whatever.
Oop. I don't know what's happening right there. So coming up from behind a tree, Seth, is a peculiar character wearing a skull mask. They have large horns, and they are covered in what looks like wicker clothing with flowers peeking out of all of the cracks. They are covered head to toe in these flowers. They do have 2 arms, 2 legs, humanoid but long. I don't know how to say this. They don't look like they have a crotch. Their legs just kind of look like they connect to their shoulders.
Oh, so they have no torso.
Like their legs are kind of their torso.
I'm not gonna judge. Out loud. Hail!
They look at you and they're like, why, hello there. It's like, and like you feel the distress call has stopped.
Hello, we're visitors, obviously, to this wonderful forest. First things first, I'm Seth, and these are my friends. These are my friends.
Mary.
Minayebis, pleasure to meet you.
Adli.
My name's Aloysius.
They immediately know you're lying. Immediately.
You never tell a fairy your real name.
Like, it's like, I'm not a fairy. It's like, they're more to the west. Also, I don't really... Anyway, hello there, Seth. What brings you here today?
It's hard to explain, but it's more of a calling, a feeling, maybe. I can't really word it with the common tongue. I just feel like I need to be here.
Oh, does it feel like this? And you see their whole, like, it's almost imperceptible, but since you're looking directly at them, you see their face is vibrating, their whole, like, skull mask, and it is giving the distress call again.
Exactly.
A follower. Absolutely, I finally found you. And they come up to shake your hand. Just like to say they come up to you is like not telling you the speed at which this happens. They are suddenly shaking your hand.
I am shocked, but return the shaking.
They move their hand in that way to like make their hand interlock with yours in the symbol of Beezus, and they shake. And you feel a profound comfort in this. Like a sigh. Like the strange pressure that you've been feeling the whole time in Folksong melts away when you shake Mary's hand.
Yeah, this is right.
And Mary's just like, excellent. So you are. And he like looks at you up and down. It's like the robes, a little formal, but everyone worships in their own way. Which church are you from?
It's actually a lot more comfortable than it looks. Very, very airy. This is gonna sound so stupid out of character. This is from the church itself. It's just the entire Church of Beezus. But do you mean the town or?
Like, I'm from the Flowered. Are you of the Honeymakers, or are you of the True Buzzers?
I kind of, tilt the ears back, and I don't know.
They nod. They nod and just like, yes. Understandable. We all worship Beezus however we can. Do we all worship Beezus? Looking at Flynn, Adli, and Midnight.
I've never been the religious sort myself, but I've heard of interactions with gods before, and I respect it. It's nothing's ever come my way.
My home isn't close by, but we held the stars in high regard. I think that's somewhat similar to what religion is here.
When I was a kitten, I got stung on the face by a bee.
A true blessing. And Mary pokes exactly that spot.
Like right on the cheek.
Like, they get right on they know the exact spot that you were stung by a bee as a kitten. Like, and when it touches you, like, you feel, like, healed from a long thing. Like having a headache that you kind of put in the back of your mind so long that you don't even recognize that you're hurting anymore. That touch took that away.
She looks very confused.
And Mary's just like, I am here to seek help fixing the strangeness in this land. I assume that you feel it, Seth.
This land is strange beyond anything I've experienced.
Within the last couple months, things have been popping up all around the world that have been throwing off the song of Beezus. We can't hear as far. We cannot feel our connecting churches. And some of them we feel have gone wayward.
Well, this world needs to be connected in more ways than one, then.
We must repair the hive. And then they do the hand thing. Which, if you guys don't know how the hand thing works, it is like interlinked. You know how you make like a shadow puppet of a bat? It's basically that, but then you move your hands really, 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 really fast, like bees' wings vibrating. Basically impossible for humans to go that fast, but like, we're fictional characters, we're good. So, Mary's just like, I believe in this garden there was once a great church to Beezus. Amazing, resplendent in all of its variety. But we have lost any sense of it. Standing in this forest, I just feel peace. But not the busyness, not the activity of Beezus. You understand, Seth.
That's only one aspect. There is more than one that's important.
There are many that are important, but this one I feel might have cut its ties from Beezus completely. I do not sense them.
Then that would be a good thing to fix. Pardon me, I'm still kind of in awe at this entire place, and it's hard to make full thoughts. It's just it's even though it's not as connected as it should, it's still so beautiful.
Oh, the land is perfectly wondrous. It's the people we're here to save.
People?
Sorry,
mean
what was that?
You need help?
I don't need help. They need help. This is not my land.
Oh.
I'm from far to the south.
Where would you... I hate to impose on you, you may be busy and I apologize, but it would be possible to meet some of these individuals to get their opinions or to see how we can assist them directly, or would you be able to assist us with that?
Mary chuckles a little. It's like, that's what I was hoping you could help me with. I'm lost.
Physically, emotionally, or spiritually?
Oh no, I'm never spiritually lost. All hail Beezus.
All hail Beezus.
And he's just like, I know very little of this hive. I know that they speak with a strange accent that everyone has made note of, and that they are deep in Gaia's garden.
Then that's definitely the first place we should attempt to head. How perilous is this? This isn't as difficult as the Tetzelworm's forest, is it?
I feel like the Tetzelworm could barely stand up to Gaia if necessary.
That's a blessing to hear, actually.
But the Tetzelworm does require the magic, so I guess if Yoke decided that they wanted to take over, I bet they could. Hold on. And he, drops to cross-legged, which is wild, because remember, their legs go all the way up to their shoulders. And just, scratching in the dirt, and just And it's, there's a bunch of, not equations, because that implies numbers, but there's a bunch of symbols being drawn of different flowers and different they're basically multiplying leaves by flowers by seeds and coming out to an equation. And it's just no, I think Yoke might win this war if it came down to it.
I would not like there to be a war at all.
Yeah, that.
You shouldn't propose hypotheticals.
One's mind can't help but wander.
You must tame the wandering mind. As they stand up slowly, it's just that way leads to chaos. Be serene, and you see them kind of raise their arms out and lift off the ground ever so slightly, to the point where you're not 100% sure whether or not they did the Chris Angel mind freak levitation or actually levitated.
Yes. Every single day, this world just blows my mind.
Mary tilts their head at you again. It's just you have to keep that in check.
Doing it a lot better than I used to. And
So-
I can attribute that to the buzzing itself. It helps keep that harmony within my mind.
So Mary looks around and it's just and where should we start?
Well, do we have a direction?
Mary is lost in this forest. Literally lost. Has no idea which way to go.
And you stated that this forest itself is quiet from his feelers.
You do not sense Beezus at all in these woods.
So I have a feeling invoke wouldn't work at all.
Not
there
if
was-
oh, go ahead.
You said there was a group of people that lived here that worship Jesus, right?
There were. What? That's what we're here to try to find out. Did they die out? What happened to them?
Hmm.
Well, I can lead us in a direction. That doesn't mean it's the direction.
I mean, we might follow some water sources and see about that. That's logically where people would check up.
That's a
Yeah,
really good idea.
yeah, sounds like a sound plan. I mean, if you can find any kind of signs of ruins or a town or anything really of other than nature, then I have a few ideas once we actually find some kind of tracks or something. But until then, it's kind of guesswork.
Adli is going
Sorry.
to pull out a compass and start looking at. I'm assuming we don't have the map of the area.
We just have the main map, I think. The overall world section. Region map? Is it like each part of the dodecahedron? Is that, pardon my wording, that's a region, right? Is that like a region or a country or continent? What is that considered?
The side? We just
Yeah.
call them sides.
Okay. I think that's all we really have is a map of the side. Nothing really more in depth than that.
Oh yeah, definitely nobody's mapped out Gaia's Garden.
All right. Well, I looks at Flynn. You're very good at maps, right?
I have a way with them.
All right. On the it pulls out a map of this side. Can you mark where we are right now?
Good. And then me out of character is going to get into my player book and look at. Sorry, I should have done this way before.
No worries. While you look that spell up or that ability up, how thick is the foliage at the top of the tree line? Like the canopy.
Ridiculously. Like,
So flying would be kind of a no-go then.
if you look down, you would just see treetops.
Okay, yeah. So flying is just a bad idea.
Or treetops, or you would see like multiple kind of flowers. It's just like, it's not. I'm not saying anything is a bad idea. I'm just saying. I know how big you can transform into, and I know how big the things up there are.
It would not be useful. It wouldn't be any more useful than walking. Is kind of what I'm.
Oh, depends on your die roll, really. Like, it would give you different stuff.
Flynn, how afraid of you are of flying?
I don't know. I've never flown.
You want to?
Suppose I'll give it a shot.
Adli, how about you and I do a little bit of transformation, carry the other three, and do a little bit of scouting?
I'm all for that. Adli smiles up at Seth. Midnight, you've ridden a dragon before, right?
Not in the traditional sense, but yes.
All right, well, hopefully this would be better than original.
Yeah, with less falling and less broken bones. Sounds like a plan.
All right, I will try not to fall then.
All right, so you're all gonna fly up. Is that the plan?
Yes.
I will turn into a drake and I will follow Seth's lead on flying.
Since my flying form is not as large, it is just a very, very big bird. Like a harpy eagle on steroids. I will carry Flynn. And please, Flynn, before we transform, please have your things ready to scout and to write down on your cartography so we can kind of keep note of where we've already been. So we don't
Gotcha.
backtrack.
I will let.
Suddenly,
Flynn
she
use-
pulls down her little spy glasses and we'll stick them on like little goggles.
Oh, Midnight.
Yep.
Here, this might help. And I am gonna hand Midnight the Enigma compass. Like, you're a good navigator, and this might help if we think that there's high or low magic that we need to follow.
Oh, so that's how that works. Okay, yeah, sounds like a plan.
That's
Yep.
hilarious that you gave Midnight an item that he needs to use AP to use.
Oh, that's fair. I actually forgot about that.
How green is he today?
Up to Midnight. Like, have you been drinking the energy drinks? Have you been wanting to use AP but not able to?
He's been actively avoiding it, trying to follow some advice Royce gave him a long while back.
Alright, then, like, yeah, he just seems normal then. Just except for the fact that he doesn't he casts a shadow that's 1/10 the size it should be. 1/12 the size it should be, sorry.
That's fair. I mean, I still handed it over. I don't know exactly how much AP Midnight has anyway. Like, Adli wouldn't know.
So... Seth, would you like to give me a 20-sider for you two scouting?
Yes.
Alright, so you got 16, excellent. And Adli, you got a 10. Here's your tough choice. You can either not be able to transform into something big enough to carry Midnight, or once you're up there, Midnight will be able to make a scouting roll, but he will fall off of you.
Here we go again.
So the exact thing.
Would there be any chance that I could dive after him if he
Nope.
falls? Oh no!
Not a chance.
Oh no!
That's the effect of somebody else's roll.
Did anybody play any like challenge roll and challenges?
Adli did.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we
for
can, like, do
themselves.
healing. We could still heal and stuff, right?
Currently, yes. Is it bad I want to do the second one because it sounds funny?
Go right ahead. I don't mind.
Okay. Then, the second one, Midnight falls off because I screw up.
Alright, Midnight, give me that scouting roll. Also, Flynn, give me a scouting roll as well. Alright, tough choice for Midnight.
See how this goes. I'm gonna have to. Come on. I'm gonna use a new pair of shoes.
Alright, so success for Seth and Flynn. Tough choice for Adli and Midnight. So here we go. Let's switch this. So you guys are in the air, and this is what you're seeing as you're flying above it.
Oh wow!
Like, it is just flowers as far as you can see.
Flynn
And-
has her her bandana over her nose so she doesn't sneeze.
Your success is making it so you're not sneezing to death.
Mm-hmm.
So, Midnight, your tough choices. Would you like to see exactly where... Would you like to see what Seth and Flynn are seeing so you know the direction to go? But to do that, you are going to take damage. You're going to hit the tree branches on your way down and not land softly. Or would you? Okay, there's that one. Or secondly, you see the direction that you see what they are about to see, but you have no idea like how to get out. Like, even knowing the direction, you are going to be in a bad spot. You're going to land safely, but you are not going to know how to get there. You'll know the direction to go. Like, you'll be like, okay, I have to go north, or like, I have to go southwest, right? Something like that. But you won't know how to get there. Like, you'll know the straightest shot, basically.
I'll go with the second one, because I think after how many times he's fallen in his life, he's definitely focused on safety.
Alright, so Midnight disappears into a like into just the the canopy of the flowers, and you guys, none of you see exactly where he lands. You all so focused on, and up ahead of you, Seth, you see Seth and Flynn. Let me just hide this real quick. You see like a valley inside this, where like a lot of the flowers have been like pruned back, and then you see a huge geometric shape that looks like that. It's a beautiful multicolored like structure, and it's huge, for the record, and it's about the size of a normal castle. But like, imagine if a beehive was the size of a giant castle, but also multicolored.
Is there anything coming in and out, or out of it?
Not from, you can't tell from this distance.
Oh, okay. Did we just leave Mary behind, or
Oh yeah, you guys flew away without Mary. Mary can't fly.
For some reason, I had assumed one of us would pick them up. Apologies. Once we see this, at least I want to go back and just kind of inform Mary real fast, because that'd be really rude if I didn't.
Roll me a 20-sider.
Also, oh no, Midnight.
Yeah, you get back safely to the exact location. Mary's not there.
Oh, poop.
You see a note on the ground that is like 3 flowers and a little bee.
Chirp. Well, our bees can't chirp. I screech at the little bee kindly.
Oh no, I lost Midnight.
I think we all lost Midnight. Where'd Midnight go?
I did the thing that I said I wasn't gonna do.
Since I can't find Mary, I guess it's time to go find Midnight before we head to this beautiful hexagonal Lego built structure.
Now I should have put trackers on all of you.
I don't.
Why would you need a tracker on me?
I am not gonna make a COVID shot joke. I'm gonna do it.
Midnight, you land like, you just like come to hit the ground like thud, with soft thud. Do you do the superhero landing?
I think he did a flip off a branch and did the superhero landing, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Nice. Midnight, roll. So yeah, you see giant trees around you now. Like, the air is full of pollen. And like, you see exactly what you see on the map here, like large trees, large flowers. And It is not quiet. It is very quiet in this area. I'm sorry. Like, this area is basically dead silent. Like, the pollen's so big that you can hear it hitting the ground. Like, you can hear, like, really thick flakes of snow sometimes in the winter. Like, that's all the sound you are hearing in this place. And there is no air, and there's no wind. Like, the pollen is just kind of floating loose.
I think Midnight's going to... first he's going to actually take out his friend flute and just put it in his mouth, blowing into it every once in a while, just to kind of give a little bit of a signal for everyone else. If they hear it, they know where he is. And while he's doing that, he's going to actually take a brief look around to try to kind of figure out what this area is.
Alright, roll me a 20-sider. So a tough choice. Okay. I will give you a hint. Not just a hint. I will give you a good thing, but it's going to take you time. Like, and you are going to become further lost. Like, you are going to get further lost from the party. They are not going to be able to find you. Like, you have to find them. Or you can just not notice what you would have noticed, and just keep heading towards the direction that they are heading towards.
I'll get more lost, I guess.
Alright. So you see in, like, some of the softer mud here, a giant footprint. Like,
It's a dinosaur.
It's mammalian, for sure. It definitely has very long claws. Do you have the stream open somewhere else too, Prophecy? Because that happens to me. That happened to me earlier. And, like, you see these absolutely, like, mammoth, well, not woolly mammoth, but, you know, giant-sized claws that have, like, dug furrows into the ground. At first you just thought it was like a natural thing, but now you realize whatever this is has a footprint. Its feet are on the same kind of scale as that giant, but an animal. Just so you know how big it is. I didn't realize Midnight's main thing was going to be, like, encountering giant creatures.
I mean, it's on brand. Yeah, he'll kind of look around for a moment, a little nervous about moving too far from where he fell, but he'll try to follow the tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, what are the other three doing? Like, what? You have lost Mary and you have lost Midnight. M's are in no luck today.
I believe finding Midnight is our absolute top priority.
Hey, wait. Did you hear that doot?
You did not hear the doot.
Okay.
None of you heard the doot. Specifically because Midnight chose that you didn't hear the doot.
Okay, I didn't know if we just heard the doot, but we didn't know what direction it came from.
I mean, I'm assuming we're all gonna try to find him. Seth, you go by eyesight, I'll go by smell.
Screech. I screech an affirmation.
I can... Also, I'm doing shapeshift. So, Flynn, you can hear Adli telepathically, and also I'm making...
Seth, I'm gonna refund that card because he chose
I got
get
it.
lost.
that you don't do it.
Understood.
I think our best course of action is to go back to the task at hand. Midnight is a big boy, and he could probably find his way back to us.
Okay, but the last time that Midnight he almost got smushed by a giant. Anyway,
Oh yeah, I can speak telepathically. What am I talking about? Keep ear, eye, nose, feelers out. If you can, while we're moving. If Alan, out of character question: how far will this telepathy reach in shapeshifted?
You have to see them.
Okay.
They have to be close enough that you can have a conversation with them.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a little too silly, but worth asking anyway. Tell the others telepathically, as I can't help but peck at the ground. Let's head back. Hopefully he will. We can leave marks on the way there, like scratch the trees, or not scratch the trees. I don't want to damage the trees, but leave little markers to maybe show him where we're going if he comes across these markers.
He's used to using that sniffer of his.
All right. So every little bit we'll leave markers as to where we're at. So if he does come across these, he can follow our location.
Adli draws a little circle like a compass on the ground, and then are we going to try to fly, or are we going to walk?
I'm going to stay low level flying because I'm not as large as you are. I'm pretty much just large enough to carry Flynn because I don't have a super large flying form. Just like a big, not as elephant size, but I can probably still say mid foliage and still be safe.
Okay.
But I still want to like land every little bit and leave a marker.
Alright, tell me when you need to.
Alright, let's get going.
Right, so you guys are going airborne? Or are you guys like walking through the forest? Sorry.
I'm going mid-airborne. Not above the foliage. Not above the canopy. Before the canopy top.
I am flying slightly above Seth and following slightly behind just so that I can watch where they're navigating to.
And I am a bird of prey, so better vision than other senses.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you guys will just... You guys know where it is. You don't have to make any rolls for it or anything. So you arrive at that spot. And you do see, like, upon, like, actually getting there, there are two large, multicolored, bee-like creatures standing at the entrance.
Hey there, Seth. How do you say hello?
Character, oh my god, they're so cute.
Like,
in
you gotta
character,
dance or
in character,
something?
Would I know how to communicate with these? Well, first, how close are we? We have to be close enough.
You're quite a you're a distance from them.
I respond back, I'm not sure yet. Let's make sure they're friendly first. They feel friendly, they look friendly, but assuming you know what that does.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what that does.
Do you, if they're, followers of Jesus, do you have some sort of song or anything?
We do have a song.
You should maybe sing part of it so they know what you're about.
I'm going to land. Flynn, I think it's when we get a little bit closer. Flynn, I'm going to land. Being a bird of prey is probably not the best idea to be around any kind of arthropod. We probably should be a little bit more natural. El natural, as they say somewhere. But I'm not.
Oh, where do they say that?
Yeah, Seth, where did they say it?
That one place that I was at once.
The ale natural?
Yeah, who says El Natural?
That's exactly how I say it when I'm really, really drunk.
Oh, that's great, but who says it in this world?
Me, when I'm really, really drunk.
No, you were quoting yourself. You were quoting yourself.
As one does.
Okay, so it's the followers of Jesus say ale natural.
When we get really high on mead. I mean drunk on mead, yes.
Alright.
But
Oh, yeah.
seriously, yeah, that I want us to look non-threatening.
Okay, so we should land a little ways away then.
Yeah, and be be ourselves. I hate that I did finger guns in real life. Maybe you could see me.
Your puns are going over Adley's head, though.
Well, Adli was over our head.
Alright, so you are approaching them?
Landing first.
Yeah,
then
you already
And
said that.
shifting out of the flying to themselves.
That's all fine, for sure. And they are not approaching you, they are just like looking at each other and then look at the group, at the three of you coming. So this is what the forest is all abuzz about.
Heck.
Flynn will call up, "Hey there, honey!"
They look back and forth at each other, then look at you incredibly confused.
Adley looks at Seth.
I'm going to attempt to do some of the, not the resonance, I don't like that word. For some reason, I hate that word in character. But kind of that buzzing hum from, kind of my trunk, like my chest, like I learned to do from the bears. They were bears, right? Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to do what I've learned how to do to communicate.
Hold it right there, that behavior is not allowed here.
What? I'm gonna switch back to comment. Well, comment. I don't know what we call it here. What? Ears back, confused puppy dog eyes.
They look back and forth at each other. State your buzziness.
Buzziness?
Flynn looks to Seth. Well?
I was called here. I can't think of any puns right now, and it hurts me. I was called here, to this beautiful forest.
We heard that there was some job in your hive.
Bless you.
Oh!
Bless you.
Driving a hive. We can't quite have a clear understanding of your accent. That one doesn't buzz quite right.
Like to get buzzy solving your problem.
I have an issue, and this is where all the...
I heard you have an issue, is what Seth's saying.
They nod. The hive's been all abuzz recently with the issues. It's just like that massive skunks out there hunting us down, killing us, eating us.
That
What?
seems bad.
What? I apologize. Could you repeat that?
And it's like, we ain't no honey drippers. We don't spill the story. It's not our place.
If somebody's getting harmed, I don't...
They look up and down your robes. Like, the one on the left looks up and down your robes and just like, look. And like, And then, like, they step to the side. It's just like, fine. Oh, wait. I had it for it. It's like, make a beeline for the queen.
We about to buzz off, and then she'll head through the middle of them and wave Seth with her.
I'm so not used to getting outshone that I'm out of words and unable to speak correctly, so I just make small squeaks as I go to where I'm pointed to.
Like, out of character, Seth got exactly what I was trying to do with this. Like, literally, I told Nika that scene last night when I explained how today's game was going to work.
Definitely following the others and trying to look like I know what I'm doing.
So we are going to go into the hive. Here it is. Except for you guys don't have Mary with you, and you don't have Midnight with you. You can see I expected it to go a little different.
Oops.
Oopsie.
How is Midnight doing?
Oh, let's check up on Midnight.
Yes.
Oh god.
Midnight, you have entered the den of what must be an absolutely giant creature. But from your following and from your many tracking, this is definitely a ridiculously large version of a terrestrial creature. Like, it's been kept very clean. Like, it smells like a wild animal lives here, but not like disgusting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roll me a 20-sided to see if you can get any closer to what it is. There you go, full success. Something on this path, like, must have startled this creature, because you do see its trail began to run at some point, and at another point, it was like posturing itself. You know that you are tracking a giant skunk.
Oh.
Enemies to many beehives.
Oh no. Oh. It is a little uneasy about that, given that he is well aware of his weakness to strong sense. Does he still have some idea of the direction the others went at this point?
Oh, absolutely. And like, here's the fun thing. Right here, back here, that's the fastest way to get to it. You just gotta hop, just like Flynn said, follow the river. Just hop in this river, keep going down. You'll get right there.
And that's the direction the creature went as well, isn't it?
Oh no, you're in the creature's den right now. You would have to go through its den to get there. And the tracks led here, but not the other way.
He's going to keep an eye out and go follow the river for the moment. He is going to leave little scratches as markers for himself to come back here, given that he knows it's an enemy of beehives. This seems like a likely cause to whoever the issue is.
You hear the sound of like a tongue going over teeth.
He looks up.
And you are greeted by an absolutely enormous skunk that looks somewhere between skunk and wolf.
Yeah, it's staring right down at him, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And it's just like very politely just, what are you doing here?
Wait, I actually spoke to him?
Oh, 100%.
Well, to be honest, I initially got a little lost. I noticed your tracks, and I got a little bit curious.
Oh, yeah, Ez is 100% right. It's like what type of creature it is. I was gonna make him a mink, but like I couldn't get a mink that wasn't just straight up adorable. I could only get like I had to go to skunk because skunks are more like threatening. Turns out.
And you fucked up. It's still adorable.
Oh, it's still adorable, but like all the mink ones were nothing but the cutest shit on the planet. Like I love ermine so much, and stouts.
Yeah, stoats are pretty great.
Stouts are great. Can't have you guys like hate a stout.
This isn't Redwall.
Oh.
And he like leans really close to you and just goes, You don't smell like something I want to eat, but you're about the size of something I want to eat, as it slowly begins to circle you.
And I just kind of watches it for a few moments. For speak, he's definitely alert, but he's still trying to be polite. Name's Midnight Erebus. Yourself?
And it's just like, Flower, nice to meet you.
Oh!
Could I... If you don't mind, I could just take just an arm. Just to see if I like you or not.
He is going to step back a step, but still keep his eyes locked on them. And I'm not sure how effective this is going to be at this point, given his current state. But he is going to try to let loose a little bit of his shadow, just to kind of be a little intimidating. And just ask, what is your purpose here?
I live here. What's your purpose here?
I'm just trying to find my friends and figure out what's going on in this area. Apparently, there was some kind of problem. And I'm hoping we can find a peaceful solution.
But I want to eat you. I'm ever so curious. And you do see, like, saliva pooling at the corner of its mouth and, like, starts dripping just giant globs onto the ground.
Oh, believe me, I've fought bigger creatures than you. Do not try it.
Yeah, back to the other game. Alright, let's make sure that... Oh, yep. I did still have Midnight in the throne room.
I hate how you made him canine-like when my whole theme was let's have a party of canine-like people who can transform into canines.
As is confirmed that they're not canines, though. They're,
So cute.
Mustelids.
Mustelids.
Skunks are mustelids, yeah. But he has that cute little wolf face.
You are now brought before the queen, and, like, this little, like, guy that's, like, he has a little cane. He's this tiny little bee, he's just, like, bumbling over. You have not seen any of these bees fly. I need that to be made clear. They all have wings. You have not seen a single one of them fly.
Ah, they could be drones. Instead of, females heading out to, Anyway. Real bee biology. Biology does not matter right now. I bow. It is a pleasure to meet you, Queen. My name is Seth Richards, and these are two of my colleagues that have that I very happily been able to bring with me when we are missing, unfortunately, within your forest.
Both of these, the queen and the ambassador, look back and forth at each other, and, like, not understanding a goddamn word you just said.
If you need to put in puns.
I'm scared. I'm gonna fuck it up.
Try your best. Just go for it. Come on.
Seth, you can do this.
I am bumbled to be in your presence, my queen.
They buzz back and forth like happily, like nodding along with it. She's like, "See that, honey? I told you they could talk."
I truly hope we are not bugging you at this time, as I was summoned to this beautiful hive of yours.
The hive. It is truly the bee's knees. But I see that you are adorned, dripping like honey, in the garb of Beezus. And like this snickering coming from like the advisor one. The king bee is basically who he is. He's the king bee, she's the queen bee.
That's an interesting culture. Out of character, that is interesting. I was hoping to be able to break bee bread and honey with you, but unfortunately we are missing one of our own hive within your beautiful floral forests.
But also, we don't wish to drone on too long. So, honey, tell us everything we need to know about this sticker in your side, as it were.
Bee bread is a real thing, by the way. It's what's fed to the baby drones.
I would like all I was picturing was like when people eat the honeycombs, just straight up like right out of I don't like that. I don't think it tastes good. I think it tastes like wax.
I like chewing on it.
Well,
I keep my honey.
Again, we differ. No, it's fine.
No, it's good though. That's a good thing. But bee bread is it's raw pollen that's used to feed babies. It's used to feed baby colony members. It's a real thing. My sister-in-law is a apiary owner. That's out of character.
There were no puns in it either, so they would just be looking like, fuck, I don't know.
I said bee bread. I want to break bread. But I want to break bee bread.
I
So
keep
it's
forgetting
kind
to
of a
hold down
pun,
my
but not a good one. It's more wordplay than a pun.
So, what are you buzzing about? What aid do you wish to provide for us? We need no aid. We need less aid from that accursed Beezus.
Why would you be mad at Beezus?
I actually looked on confused for a moment.
Like, look around. Do you think our beautiful city needs any outside aid? Like, when we called in our time of potential destruction, he did not answer.
I mean,
And
he's
then-
answering now to that stinky problem you have with that skunk.
I believe this area may be a little bewitched, but pardon me for being a little humbug. I'm hopefully here to help you and the rest of the beautiful hexagonal hive.
It's like, do you truly believe that you are enough to do what our guards could not? To bring down our... how was I going to say this? Do you truly believe that you can be of service?
I am but a humble drone from the outside, but I would be more than happy to assist, and two more pairs of wings,
Couldn't sting.
and one more stinger is always more of a help than not if from the same colony, and I'd be more than happy to join yours in assistance.
Like, they begin nodding back and forth. Midnight, you want to give me a 20-sider?
Okay.
You wouldn't believe the things that
Oh,
we could
no.
do.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No,
Quick,
no,
who's
no.
lowering it? Who's making that a 1? Because I know it's going to happen.
No.
I think the horseshoe and hand grenades card is really just a formality. Unless we're leaving it at 2. We can leave it at 2. I'll give it a little bit.
Is
Okay, one more time. Alright,
Nice.
better.
so let's... Ooh, 1 second. Grab tokens. Alright, Midnight. This thing is attacking you. He is straight up attacking you. You have dodged, like, you barely dodged the first thing. Like, how it bites down at you. Full force. It totally looks like it's about to take your arm clean off with a single bite. Like it threatened to. But then you got it out of the way. Okay.
I love you.
Oh no.
So that is you dodging its attack. Like you rolled an 18, so like you are standing your like it's up to you what you want to do next. You have the advantage. You can start running or you can try to fight it if you want. It's completely up to you. I will make sure that you know how big this thing is. It is much big like I'll put you to scale for it. That is probably about what we're dealing with. Maybe even smaller.
Good lord.
Holy moly.
And he's bigger than
Wow.
most of us.
That'd be so cute.
Well, given the size, running's going to be difficult as well. So I think what Midnight's going to do is he's going to quickly draw his Hungry Scimitar, throw it at one of its eyes as he starts running to find a nook or cranny that will be a little bit more difficult for the creature to get at.
Alright, roll me a 20-sider. Alright. So your tough choice. You can either hit it with the scimitar or find that nook or cranny.
I'll hit the scimitar.
Alright, so you see the scimitar like hit it, and it just like blinks like an eyelash what got in its eye. But it is like it does shake its head a bit, and it does like make it trip over a root. You are free, like it has lost some footing on you. Are you gonna try to keep fighting it, or are you running? Like, what are we doing? Like, you get another action now.
I think he's going to start trying to make his way towards the exit.
Towards the way you came, or the way that's through it?
Through it to get towards the others.
Okay. How you doing it?
I'm guessing he's between me and that exit, isn't he?
Oh, most certainly.
Okay, so I think he's going to kind of fake running towards the other side. And as soon as he sees any sign of it starting to chase after him, he's going to quickly try to make a dash back and slide between its legs under it to get to the other side of it.
All right, give me a 20-sided. All right. Tough choice. You can either get between its legs and start running, and start getting into the water and like making the path that you're going, but it is following you. Not close, but it will be following you. Or the second choice is you can try that, but you don't make it. Like, you do not have to worry about it chasing you, but it's going to be standing in your face. Either one, it's going to get an action against you next. But the one is, it's chasing right behind you, and the other one, like, you can stand and be prepared for it. One is going to hit you in the back, one is going to hit you in the front. If it hits, I'm still going to make the roll.
I'm going to stay on my ground for the moment.
All right.
And I actually do have a reaction move that I want to use against it.
Sure.
I am actually going to use Rebuke. He's going to gather what little of his shadow he can, for as it tries to attack. Going to send a shadow at it to just punch it right in the snout.
It's already within reach though, man.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Like, it is going to just like lash out at you, and it's gonna grab Midnight Bite, like, and you have Whip Like Jesus and a shield up, so like that'll protect you from a bunch of this.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple shield actually, but yeah.
So it's going to do, you're gonna feel 2 damage come through all of that, as like it has like taken a bite, not a bite out of your leg. Also, how was that snipe, Seth? What did
any time that Midnight hits this thing, and I heard in the snooter, so I was thinking he meant hitting it in the snooter. So when if and when he does hit that thing in the snooter, this is extra power behind that punch or that sword hit or whatever melee he decides to do. It just boosts it.
you see it like it licks its lips, like, and you see it like licking up some of Midnight's blood from him. Like, Midnight only took 2 damage, but it was like a hard bite that had to get through all of those shields. Like, Midnight, you know that if that bite would have connected, it would have broken right through your bones.
Oof.
And it's just like, you taste fine, I suppose. You'll make for a good snack. And then it like hunches down, like blocking your path, like out the back door. And now back to the room. Oh, so Adli is using Teleport of Shame.
I never thought I would actually be using that card on another person that wasn't Adli.
Teleport of Shame will warp Midnight from where he was to where the rest of the crew is. He does not get a choice in the matter. Bloop.
Ah!
Midnight will know that was Adli's fault. So if you want to act on that, Midnight, you can. Like,
Midnight definitely looks a little surprised since he was ready for a pretty tough fight. But when he finds himself in this room, he looks around for a moment, looks over at Adli, and just pats him on the head. Thank you.
What happened to you?
Ran into a giant creature that pretty rough. I'm pretty sure it's the source of the problem,
Well,
but I'm not sure.
what?
What do you guys know?
I was really, really worried about you, and I started fiddling with my communicator, and then you were here. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I'm
beginning to believe you are quite rude. Speaking in some foreign begone language. In our presence.
Adli starts to panic.
Pardon us, my queen. We don't mean to drone on. I wasn't expecting our other friend to fly in here so unexpectedly. What's going on?
You all keep coming and going, buzzing about. As though you have no respect for the sanctity of the hive. And this one stinks of skunk.
Skunk?
I'm gonna get uncomfortably close to Midnight, and
He stinks of
does he
skunk.
smell like? Where did you come from?
No, he probably doesn't actually, like, not like skunk spray, but like the actual
Musk.
animal
Yeah.
skunk, not.
Yeah, it smells like the musk.
Midnight just kind of points to the bite mark.
Hey, Midnight.
That.
Did you get a bit of that musk from a musculid? I mean, a musculid.
Midnight.
It sure is bizarre. Ma'am, is this the kind of creature that was attacking you? Was some kind of musty mustelid creature?
They all just look at each other and then look at you.
Only bee puns.
Only
Seth.
bee puns.
Only
There's
bee
like
puns.
7.
It's a very limiting language.
Can we sting the skunk? Make dead bzz.
That's a little.
That's a little rude insult. This business that needs taken care of. May we dispose of the skunk to help the hive?
They look back and forth at each other, and there is potential that you may be able to help the hive, but first you must prove yourselves buzzworthy.
Believe we can do that.
If you want to sting the mighty skunk, that's up to you. We have no problem specifically with that. We stay in the hive at night. We stay in the hive at night.
Flynn looks at Seth confused about that reference.
Oh, for some reason the queen looked directly at the camera when they said that.
There are multiple reasons for that, my dear kitty friend. Bees tell direction by the sun.
I know, man. I had a whole bunch of reasons that the mayor stayed inside their houses at night.
Also, there's probably things that'll heckin' kill us. So
Yeah, right? It's almost like somebody warned you that there were a bunch of dangerous things outside at night, but no! I'm not mad about that game or anything.
What time is it as of right now in character?
Early afternoon.
Okay, so plenty of time.
Let's get buzzing about this work. We need to be as busy as bumblebees, although honeybees are a lot more busy than...
My queen, you will no longer feel the sting of this nuisance outside of your beautiful hive.
Beautiful.
What makes you think you are qualified to help our beautiful home? You must first prove yourself to the hive. I think a fair challenge would be for you all to gather pollen equal to the amount that that our fine drones have brought in. And once you do that, we can settle.
What if we just kill the skunk?
Why? Also, they have no idea what you said right there.
Maybe we could...
Make little huffy puffy noises trying to think really, like I look like I'm thinking so hard. Like my antlers are actually glowing in confusion.
What if we bespatch of this nuisance first?
That's a perfect way to put that.
But
then how would we know that you would be doing it for us? You can't take simple instructions? You just want to slay some creature that you do not understand the ecology of the area. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what your Beezus stands for? This is exactly why we do not follow him.
I'm just gonna start crying.
Oh,
I don't like being yelled at. I just actually start crying.
that stung a little too harshly, Queen.
I just wanted to help. That's all I wanted to do.
Adli just going over and patting Seth on the side.
The
being
whole
like,
hive, when the queen got upset like that, the whole hive is vibrating. Everybody in here, like Seth is attuned to it. All of you are like feeling it. Like it sounds like a nasty nest that's gonna sting you all.
I just wanted to help.
Seth, hey.
We'll go get the puppy.
The buzz of your hive, it makes perfect sense. However, this Beezus follower, while he flies with us, he believes in Beezus. The rest of us, not so much.
Well,
he tries his hardest to have us follow the golden glow of the honeycomb. We have not reached that height of atonement. So everything that has happened outside of this hive, all of the stinging commentary you have for us will be directed at us and not at Seth.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so angry. Just a little worked up. People think they know what's best for us. We know what's best for us. I know what's best for us.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yes, there is in fact a true... Shit, how do I say it? A true stinging problem with that skunk. Understandable. But if you're just out there slaying it for your own sake, how does it bring any glory to the hive? I need you to be part of the hive when it is slain. Then we can all revel in it. Do you understand?
As this is stated, just snot and tears are just flowing in response.
It's like
Your
first
flowered words are understood perfectly, my queen.
Then excellent. The king here will set you at the task. And he's like, I do believe this might be harsh, my queen. And she's just like, I've made my decision, and you, my dear sweet honey, will follow it. And he nods, and he's just like, let us make a beeline for the back room. And, like, the king... we'll start... Like, the queen leaves. And, like, he is... Ooh.
As we make our way back, I'm gonna pick Flynn up and just kind of, like, thank you. This whole time and just kind of pet her head. I didn't ask permission, so this could be very, very faux pas.
No, she knows you're crying. She's
Adli is patting Seth on the side, being like, it's okay.
She will let you pet her, and then she will head boop you.
Oh.
Actually start purring.
The king, once the queen leaves, just looks at you and she's like, don't worry, I can speak your tongue.
Thank you. She's a bit...
Passionate.
She's a bit imposing.
She's a bit passionate.
I'm just confused.
I can see she cares for her people, but we want to help too. We want to help. Promise. I promise. Thank you, Flynn.
You see, the queen does not believe we need help. We are... And, like, he motions around this room, and she's like, we have settled on a very good life for ourselves. Like, we were struck by some rather strange creatures and, like, malevolent. Not just natural, but they have the capacity of speech. They came about a matter of months ago. And up until then, we were fine believers in Beezus. We believed in our own way. We worshipped him through intricate art. And some of the you see, like, murals that have been more or less recently changed. Or not murals, like, what's the word? It's with tile mosaics. Like, you see honeycombed mosaics.
Well, that's cool.
And, like, a lot of them have been shifted out. Like, we built much artwork and just fine goods for Beezus and not in worship, as we are not much of the honey collecting bees. We tend to just eat the flowers. It's like, I see that might come off strange to you.
No, not
I mean,
at
it's
all.
not much stranger than me eating a sandwich.
I'm not a cat, but I like eating catnip. It's a
Yeah.
flower.
Indeed it is.
And celery. It's just...
Celery
I
is
don't know what's
vile.
celery.
You'll never speak of that again.
I agree. It's just crunchy water.
It's just crunchy
Alright.
water.
Alright, so what do we need to do?
Hold on, this is becoming
least
Flynn's
it's
main
kind
character
of
energy real quick.
Sorry.
It's just Flynn and the king bee yelling at the crew, don't eat celery, it's gross.
It's also
It's
bad
like-
for you if you can't digest it.
It like has an this is the king talking. It's almost has a flavor and then it doesn't. Like, what is that?
Yeah, and
Like,
they
it's
try.
so close. And people put, like, I've heard tales, and tell me if I'm wrong. I've gone out into the world a little bit, and I've seen some crazy stuff. I went to that city, Yoke, and they invented this thing that's called peanut spread. It's almost
Yeah.
like a butter, but like it's a spread.
There's one called Ants on a Log.
Sometimes they put raisins and on this peanut spread on top of the celery and pretend it tastes good. They feed it to their children.
Or then there's the ranch dressing, but I'd rather just eat the ranch dressing.
They put this peanut spread and ranch dressing on it.
Sometimes. I don't like eating vegetables much.
Okay, what do you need us to do?
It's like, to stop eating celery for one. But if I can't force that on you, it's okay.
Already done, don't worry.
Excellent, thank you. I appreciate that. We need you to gather pollen, and to no fault of your own, my friend Seth, you do not understand the culture. You've upset the queen, and she has set you an almost impossible task. You must collect as much pollen as the rest of our entire hive is gathered before the end of the season.
that much within today?
The season ends tonight. You must match what they have bought.
What kind of mechanical implements you got around here? Any?
He waves his fluffy butt. We collect pollen on ourselves.
They use their own bee baskets. It's on their legs. Are there any rules besides the amount needed?
She only stated the amount.
Could you tell us how much would be needed to complete this task to complete this task?
He goes over to the wall and unveils this giant cylinder that looks like grain silos. And he's just like, that much. And it's a clear grain silo. It's translucent because it is made of not the honey, but the, bee stuff.
Yeah. It hasn't been turned into honey yet.
And it's just like, that much.
I have to ask, is this the same kind of pollen that Midnight saw?
Yeah, it's the same pollen you guys have been seeing since you got here. There was a lot where Midnight was, though.
Well, I know the place for gathering the amount we need. It's just getting to it safely. Because I also know where the skunk is, and it's right in between. Well.
Oh, you've met Flower.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to play nice, and then he tried to eat me, so...
Oh, classic Flower.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who's Flower?
I
guess
guess the giant skunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
And they try... Oh, that's why I must have been getting so worried about you. You were gonna get yourself hurt again.
Yeah, don't do that.
Midnight carefully hides the bite mark for a moment, even though he mentioned it earlier. He's just not going to let them worry about it.
The king bee sticks out one of his legs that he's been walking on. You see why he's walking on a cane, because the bottom part of his leg has been bitten off.
Oh.
Could that be healed with an HP shot or not?
No.
What if I tied his leg to a line of HP shots?
Seth, this is me. This is Alan talking to Seth. Stop trying to heal people's handicaps.
Don't tell me that in real life, because I will actually cry.
This is who they are.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot deeper than you expect it to be. That's actually kind of beautiful, Alan. I'm not even joking. I mean that no joking matter.
With his leg. Sal is fine with his heartbeat. His heart murmur.
That's actually really beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm not being facetious or silly.
That's
I'm being
fine.
Sincere. That's actually very pretty. As somebody with, and a lot of us here I know have disabilities. That's actually very nice. Thank you.
Also, what Nika said is 100% right. An HP shot is not going to regrow a leg.
But we can make him a real cool metal one.
Oh shit, that would.
He's got a sick ass cane. He loves his sick ass cane.
He also has wings, even though he is a drone. I mean, he could still fly.
We could make him such a cool leg that he could kick anyone's butt.
Thing that they're actually requesting us to do, so that we don't be rude.
Yeah. So y'all have these really nice, nifty bodies that can collect all sorts of honey.
Stop it.
If you have noticed, I do not have such a body. Do you have anything that I would be able to gather up pollen on?
He looks at you and he's just like, well, not particularly. Our culture is based around, us. We don't get many visitors.
Is there anything fluffy around that you think that we might be able to use?
Flynn, I don't think we have that as a problem. There are two of us here that can change.
I
A little
mean,
bit.
I
He-
can.
He
but-
also walks up to Flynn and he's just like, "You're also very fluffy. I would never like assume for you to have to take off your clothing. I understand modesty. I've been in the world. I've seen the ants on the log." It's just like, I think if I threw you into a flower, you would gather plenty of pollen.
And it's afternoon now, so we have until midnight or until sunrise. Probably until sunset, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's still sunset.
Yeah, we have to get back here by then. Well, okay. She will actually, because it's not because of modesty that she wears her stuff, it's so she can carry tools. So she is going to remove most of her clothes just right there. And everybody will finally see her little fluffy butt with the tiny itty bitty little bobtail.
I am not getting naked.
You can just turn into a giant. you
Oh
know,
wait, it's not like I have anything to hide anyway. You can't really see anything anyway. I hide all that shit.
So are we just going to get fluffy with it?
Time to get fluffy.
I'm gonna get
I don't
fluffy.
know if you all feel comfortable with shapeshifting within your vicinity. I don't know the faux pas. That's a French word. I can't use that. I don't know the.
Opax.
I don't know the cultural.
Did you just did you phonetically pronounce faux pas? Is that what you just did?
Yeah, I thought that's what he said. Opax. Falpax.
There is
Voice facts?
no way Flynn heard Seth say faux pas and then spelled it correctly.
Listen,
There's
if-
no
I
chance
like
in
it.
hell.
Listen, if blueberries can make all sorts of jokes in a different world, I can say faux pas.
I do like fox pants. I do like
Fox
fox pants.
pants.
Like you just said that. I like fox pants.
The idea that Flynn just sees everybody as like almost like Kay sees everybody as words, but Flynn just sees everything people
Subtitles.
says as like subtitles or comic bubbles. It's like, oh.
I actually really like.
It cannot possibly be canon, but it's
No.
hilarious.
It's funnier.
It's a funny thought. I don't want to change in case it is offensive to others.
So
But
why I have no problem with this plan in theory. I'm not sure it would be quick enough, but I do have an idea if I remember correctly. Can't a couple people here change the weather?
Oh, we sure can.
shake my head.
I have. Well, sort of.
See, the area I remember had pretty much no wind. But we could probably make it have wind.
Is this the place? Did you state there was a lot of pollen within the skunk's den?
Past the skunk's den. Basically, where I initially fell, I head to the skunk's den. Got a basic idea that I'm guessing this is further up the river from where the skunk's den is. And yeah, if we somehow get around the den, get over there, and blow all that pollen over this way, we might have enough.
Was that skunk? I don't know. Any chance sentient?
Oh, Flower's
Eh,
sentient. Flower's a good guy. Well, he's a terrible guy. He tries to eat people, but like that's just his deal,
What?
man.
If we offer him a trade, and
I will not give him any more of my limbs.
No, goodness, no. What if we take him off of your paws? By the way, bees do have paws. Look them up. That's an out of character statement.
That would have been a wild thing to say to him.
They actually do. It's very cute. Out of character. If you have time, go look at bee paws. There.
Oh no, he's got very human hands.
Oh,
Did that just blow your mind?
Like the insectoid, but there's 5 digits there.
It's got
In
fingies.
character, I will not
Oh, boy.
be disgusted by this. In character, I will be. This is absolutely normal.
Mm-hmm.
We will take these out of your. We will. How about we talk to him, see if we can get his assistance. Use the wind to help collect the pollen, see if Flower will help us and offer him something in return. Maybe he could come with us and we could feed him. We've got tons of glorious food where we're from. I mean, Soki sure knows that. He bought a lot of mushroom bread. So much bread. So much bread. Anyway, there's probably things that we could trade with him. Get his assistance. The rest, some of us can transform, or, as stated before, can control the pollen, and the rest of us with, furry bodies can carry some too. We could do this. We could do this before the sun sets. We can do this.
Wow, let's go for it.
Midnight, have you spoken to this flower before? Do you have a good rapport with him? Or them?
He's gonna want to eat you. The king says.
Yeah,
he's gonna want to eat you. You.
He immediately,
What if I give him one tentacle?
He'll eat it. But he's not gonna help. He's gonna want to eat you. He's gonna eat all of you.
I would not. Maybe we can find a way around that.
There's no way to actually work.
This is Alan showing you the gun.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Flower
let's kill him then.
is going to eat you.
Let's kill him then. I know I've always
I would
said
just
I
leave
never
him
wanted
alone.
to kill anybody.
Yes, point of order. They asked us for this first. Why don't we do that? And then we'll worry about Flower.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of killing anybody, but if they're already murdering people, then it's like
look,
Figure that out.
I get
Well,
what you're
first-
saying.
we'll go from there.
Yes.
Fluffy bodies. Who all is fluffy? Fluffy.
Flynn looks down at just herself, just with her whole coat showing. Like, I mean, I'm fluffy enough.
Midnight just kind of stares at.
You have no idea of how excited I am right at this moment.
All right, let's go.
Both Midnight and Adli know of this transformation, but it is my legendary transformation, and it is very fluffy. It is not a bee, and I cannot fly, but I'm incredibly fluffy, and I have little limbs on the side that are normally venomous, but are very, very good at holding things. I'm going to transform into that. I'll share the image in a moment.
I have.
And I'm big enough to carry somebody like Flynn. You're only 3. Are you 3 foot or
4.
Okay, yeah, I can still carry you.
Yeah, because I'm only 45 pounds.
Before I transform, I ask, do you have any baskets that you are not needing that we could borrow for the moment, my king?
Flynn is gonna pull stuff out of her clothes. She pulls a couple of scrolls out.
This is like, we don't have baskets to carry pollen.
I understand.
They use them
Thought it
sale.
would be worth asking.
Never thought it'd be needed to invent them.
Yeah, Midnight
But, like-
just holds up a cube from his haversack. I can probably make some buckets, but let's worry about that when we get there.
Yeah.
I am going to exit the hive because I don't know if it is comfortable for the rest to see transformations, because it's very some cultures see it as very intimate. So I will transform once we get outside of the hive. I will bow. Thank you. We will start our quest now. I look to the others. Are you okay with this? This is a big deal. I shouldn't just assume you'd be okay with this.
Sure, let's go for it. I'm gonna try something first for once we get outside, I mean. Get towards all the big old flowers.
Alright,
Yeah,
so,
I have no issue.
alright, so we are gonna go outside. And you're back outside the thing, and where were you heading? Were you going where Midnight was telling you that he was, or?
No, we're gonna try and gather pollen.
I'm going to transform first.
Okay.
And since I can speak telepathically, Midnight, do you think it is a good idea, Or do you think it is safe for us to travel in the direction that you saw the amount of pollen you did?
If we go around, if we can get around his den, perhaps. Otherwise, it'll be tricky.
Those who can control the weather, could they make our scent head in a different directions to not alert this skunk? Who can, out of character, who can control the weather? I do not have that ability.
I only
have-
use that ability through scrolls.
Yeah, I do too.
Scrolls.
I carry lots of paper and scrolls. I'm a map maker.
I would be honored to, if I could repay you in any way, if I could have that assistance, I would greatly appreciate it. Please let me know how I can repay you afterward, if possible.
Oh, don't worry about it, Seth. I owe you already.
These big golden eyes in this, like, animal form just kind of still tear up. You could still hear some purring.
We should get through this,
Hopping
though.
back and forth between all four legs.
I
Wait,
think
so
the
are
biggest
you- oh, go ahead.
question. I think the biggest question is: are we really going to try to go back there, or is there another place we can do that without?
I feel let's not go around Mr. Chomp Chomp just yet.
Is there enough pollen around here? I want to take a look around.
Probably, I say this out of character, probably not close to the hive itself. That's probably stripped.
The
It looks
10
weird.
that Adli takes from looking around gives you the information of it does seem pretty stripped over here. Now you have a tough choice. You can see one of two places. One is going to be more dangerous, but it has a ton of pollen. Or you see another place that's a little further out, but there's a lot of pollen in the air over there too. Like, one of them is like to the south and like down the river. We're gonna say it's like down here. That's basically where Midnight was. That's your first choice. Dangerous, but full of pollen. Now there's another place over here, full of pollen, but you don't know why. It's not that it's pretty far away, but
Would it be possible for us to get there and back by sunset, or...
that's completely up to you.
All right, Adli, what do you say?
If further away is safer, we might want to do that. It'll be a little difficult if we're trying to cast magic and run away from something.
Flynn, hold onto my mane tight. Adli, Midnight, I know you are quick. I know you have more canine tendencies. I kind of wink very, very obviously at Midnight. Let's head there. I'm still winking. It's very obvious.
Alright, yeah, so you guys are going to the further away place.
Yes.
Avoiding flower. Okay. Alright, so as you head up, you start to get closer, and you do see the amount of pollen is going up exponentially. Like, the air is thick with this pink, vibrant colored pollen. As you approach, I need everybody to roll me a 20-sider as Adli passes out in front of you.
Oh, good lord! I mean, good
Is
beezus.
Adli in a form or just as AR?
If they were in a form, they're not anymore. Seth has fallen asleep as well, and if you were in a form, you're not anymore.
Shoot.
But Midnight and Flynn, the two most animal-like characters, although not shapeshifted, just big snoots, perfectly fine in the pollen. But you guys are Adli, Seth, you are snoring, you are out, you are having the best sleep. It's amazing. It's just I don't think you just like fell over. I think there was a moment like of Seth like doing the making muffins situation for a second, then turning around and like curling up and falling asleep and reverting back to his like
make a biscuit.
normal form.
No, that's okay.
Well, this is not what I would call ideal, Midnight.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you guys got Wizard of Oz a little bit.
Whoops.
Yeah, if I knew what that was in character, I would be laughing.
Solid.
Gonna be having the weirdest dreams right now.
Midnight is going to take a moment to try to inspect some of the pollen, try to get a idea of what they're dealing with right now.
Yeah, roll me a 20 setter. Yeah, 14, absolutely. It is it seems like it's a naturally occurring thing. Like if you cover your mouth or like hide your snoot, then you should be able to like keep yourself mostly safe from it. And you can tell that in small amounts, in the normal amounts that you would see anywhere else, like it wouldn't put anybody to sleep, but in the huge quantities that are here, this is where it's dangerous. Like this place can put you to sleep. And also, as you're looking around, hey Flynn, you definitely find a bunch of bones of other creatures that have just like peacefully gone away
to sleep.
And that are now
fertilized.
Right? They're fertilizer for these flowers.
We gotta get out of here. Do you see these?
There's most certainly some bee kiting around as well, like the bees that have tried.
Hey, good news, at least I'm less heavy. Oh wait, no, you said we transformed back to our original form.
Back, yep.
Oh, sorry guys. Enjoy picking up that 850 pounds.
Sorry, Midnight.
Yeah. Adli's not light neither.
Also, I'm a flippy flopper when I sleep.
I think for everybody else it's just weird because Adli is just staring with their eyes half open because they don't sleep well.
Just in a trance. Yeah.
Yeah. Midnight's going to take a moment to kind of gauge the time for a moment and kind of try to piece together if you've been gathering this pollen would be like if they went through with their plan, if it would actually cause problems for the hive rather than do the job.
I feel... Well, I can't hear your thoughts, so I'm not going to say.
Like he's trying to piece together if they go to the other spot, if they'll even have time at this point, and...
Oh, no. You realize that this is where you threw your hat in. I mean, you might be able to make it, but it would require like a lot of work. Like, you guys would have to be doing a lot of teleporting to do it. And like, it's much riskier to try to go to the other spot. I think time is. Oh, go ahead.
The other thing that's kind of in mind is if they did blow all this pollen that way, would it harm the hive?
It would eventually disperse, I think. But yeah, everybody would be put to sleep. If it was in a concentration like that, anyway.
If it's almost, quote-unquote, the end of the season, they'd be hibernating anyway. Sure for Queen. Depending on the species.
Flynn, I'm not sure if we have the time. And even though I'm uncertain about using this pollen, I'm not. If we want a chance at this, I don't think we have much choice.
Yeah. I believe it would probably be in our best interest to try and get out of Dodge, as they say.
I'm sorry, what was the plan?
I mean, we could abandon things, but at the same time, I don't think we should. I think we should give it a try. It's dangerous.
Right.
I mean, if nothing else, we can maybe contact the rest of the crew, let them know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And if things go wrong,
Then at least they
hopefully
know
they
where
can
we
come in.
are. Alright, yeah, go ahead and contact them. I am going to try something very foolish.
Make sure you cover your face. And Midnight's gonna take off his vest and turn it into basically a makeshift bandana.
Yeah, she's wearing a bandana. It's the only piece of clothing she is wearing. Well. Here goes nothing, I suppose.
Alright. What's your plan?
She pulls out a scroll for Command Nature that she was planning to use in a not super dangerous situation like this, and she's going to attempt to use it to gather up pollen. She will wince as she says, nature high, nature, or flower high up above, give us things that bees love. Because you're supposed to do some sort of little song with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, give me that 20-sider.
Okay.
$19, fucking sick as shit. Because I know somebody's gonna make that a 20, so. Alright, Midnight, and you were trying to do your commanding nature, you're trying to make the breeze correct, is that right? Like, just push it back towards the hive?
That's what Flynn's doing, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Flynn's doing, absolutely. Alright, so Flynn, you've got it going the right direction, and not just the right direction, but at the exact speed it needs to be dispersed. Like, it won't all get there at the same time, so you guys can gather it up as it's going the right direction without, like, knocking the people out. You know what I mean? Because as long as they don't breathe it in, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight, what's your plan here?
Well, first he was going to contact the crew, let them know what's going on, and if they cut off communication, what exactly happened. Otherwise, at this point, if Flynn has things covered, he's going to try to pull Seth and Adli out of the field. And I don't know how he's going to try to wake them. Probably try to slap them across the face slightly too rapidly, just to try to snap them out of it.
Alright, yeah, give me a... go ahead. Oh, I don't know what just happened for me. Oh, my laptop's losing its mind.
I guess you want me to roll?
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Okay.
Everything was going crazy for a second. Alright, so a 10. Alright, what do we got here? So, tough choice. Do you... Yeah, I've given you this choice before. Which one do you wake up?
Seth, because he is heavier.
Totally fair.
What's up?
I was making a joke about my weight. It's not funny.
Okay.
Just being awoken by midnight is both horrifying and a dream come true. What the fuck's going on?
You passed out.
Oh, go ahead.
You passed out. The pollen put you to sleep and canceled your spell. With still trying to make the plan work. Flynn seems to be doing a good job. Adli's still out of it.
I'm going to try to run on 4 legs while I'm laying on my back as a tentacle man. Because I'm still very confused. And just kind of bark a little bit. Oh god, this isn't a dream anymore. I guess we should wake Adli then. I'm gonna slowly get up, I pat at midnight on the shoulder. Thank you so much. You could just let us left die.
You really think I would do that?
No, you're one of the most honorable people I've known. Kind of
Thank you.
little
Thank you.
emotional. Still kind of like half asleep from the weird dreams I'm never going to mention to people ever because they're very inappropriate. And I'm going to gently start shaking Adli with, hand. While I'm still kind of a little fluffy-headed. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. I'm going to keep shaking air until there's all of us are woken up. Is there still pollen floating around us, or are we safe from that completely?
With the 20, you are perfectly safe from the pollen right now. Like, it is being dispersed. Like, Flynn is, as long as Flynn is, like, handling it. Like, they have to keep it up.
Mm-hmm. And I will.
Flynn's pawing it. Sorry, that wasn't funny. I can't imagine cats playing around at flying dandelion seeds, though, and that's adorable.
Yeah, she just looks like an actual regular house cat right now because she's not wearing clothes and she's just like pawing at the air.
Alright. Seth, you see this massive collection of pollen in the air, and it is vibrantly pink. And, like, you can tell that this is great pollen. Like, this will make some amazing stuff. Like, we know that they don't make honey, but they turn it into, like, they turn it into building material. It's almost like glass, but not really. You know, it looks really cool. And, like, their most prized things that you saw in the city are made with this pink pollen. But it's so dangerous to get because of, like, falling asleep.
But it's not food.
It's not food.
Out of character, I would be concerned that they didn't have enough food for the winter.
Oh no! They have a whole, like, they have hydroponic, like, farming inside.
Okay. Just
they eat what they eat. They collect the pollen to make stuff with. The pollen isn't what they eat. They'll just straight up eat the flowers.
Okay. So getting this would not be a detriment compared to getting a food type of pollen. Okay.
Oh no, this would be like bringing them back, like, cases upon cases of gold, because they can trade that for food.
Okay, I think I'm gonna use the card that I wanted. Hold on, give me a tick.
Yep.
It's not letting me put the full information.
Alright, just what you playing? What you got?
Deal with the devil. 20 for getting pollen, and you could choose 2 ones for whatever you want. From me, of me.
Oh, I'm gonna refund that. It's too late for the
I
deal.
haven't played it.
Oh yeah. Don't worry about that one. Don't worry about that. Tell me how hard. Like, are you praying?
I am staying as my own. I'm staying in form, and I am praying. We need to gather this not for just ourselves, for our own alliances, but for these people to be able to prosper, for these people to be able to connect to their own spirituality again, for this entire forest to be connected to the world it belongs to, and for all the other people not just on this side of the world, but for this entire, I know it seems kind of overwhelming, but this entire planet to be able to connect to such an important, not just resource, but important people and culture. And even though this seems like such a small thing to gather, it is huge. And I would give anything to be able to help not just our people, our group, the Wanderpus, but this particular hive. We need to connect to have not the correct arthropod, but a web of individuals. And I know this would help, and I need to know how to help this at the peak of my ability as an individual.
All right, Seth. you say that prayer, and like Flynn's holding the wind, and you guys are watching the sun not set yet. It's not fully set, but it is taking on the hue of a setting sun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you know, it's getting late, and you guys got a lot to do. Flynn, like everybody imagine Flynn just in her birthday suit, completely covered, like bright pink though, because that's how covered with pollen she is. Midnight's hair and all of his fur completely covered in it. Adli's hair full on pink. Like, you guys and like your outfits are just drenched in this stuff. Like, but you got face masks on because, you know, quarantine.
Am I actually awake now?
Oh yeah. You got woken up as he was praying, but as his hand was on you, shaking you awake, like you are feeling the rosa bees that Seth is holding are vibrating, and you feel it, the vibration, and like the rest of you start to pick up on Seth. You start to hum. Maybe you don't know you're doing it, but you are doing it. And you are feeling Beezus, and he's just like, yes, protect my hive. I want it that way. And then coming down from above, you guys hear and feel what is like a fucking helicopter as Beezus has sent his avatar to aid Seth.
Yay, Seth!
I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
This
And
is
that guy-
adorable.
Is just filling with pollen.
yeah, Flynn's just like motioning towards him like she's a little flight operator on the ground, just like sending pollen.
Please blinking like I have no idea what happens.
Alright, so everybody make rolls to see how quickly we can get as much as possible, please. Seth, you're rolling you got a natural 20 on this.
Okay.
Like, you can roll again. Like, you got it natural 20 on the first round. You give a second batch. Like, your prayers reached Beezus. You've got Beelzebub, or however you named him. Like, he is gathering tons of it. Everybody make me some rolls. Except for Adli. We know what Adli's roll is. It's a 10.
Alright.
Yep.
Alright. Oof.
Why is everybody rolling 10s now?
Alright.
Ooh,
Nika's made Seth is a 11, so it's a success. But is anybody gonna change Flynn's 2?
Yes. Unless someone else I saw the 20 in chat.
This is gonna sound really lame, but I'm actually kind of shaken, so it's hard for me to look.
Here you go, Flynn.
Flynn's was a 2.
I think I just made
Wait,
it
was Horseshoes and Hand Grenade still up?
No.
Oh no.
It went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Alright.
triumph for me was for Flynn.
Yeah, absolutely. So Flynn, like, alright, all of you tell me exactly how you are gathering a massive quantity of pollen. Like, we know that Seth's giant bee is just festooned with pollen. They're good, and they're gonna move fast enough that they can like pick each one of you up and get you guys back. You are fine on that. So just narrate to me how you are gathering. And like, Flynn, how are you gathering more than your fur can carry? Midnight, how are you gathering the pollen? Also, Adli and Seth the same.
Midnight is basically turning all the cubes from his haversack into buckets to carry the pollen. He is actually following suit with Flynn. Take off his clothes, and he's actually going to use his cloak as basically a bag to carry a bunch of pollen. And I think that's about all he has for it.
Absolutely. What you got for me, Adli?
Adli is going to twirl around in the middle of the field, making sure I actually have the mask on. Possibly dance around with Seth while he's praying. And then I am going to use this and take the scarf off from around my neck. If it will play, I have a sylph scarf.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Get it, like, absolutely, love it.
And
love
then
it, love it.
I am going to, I will use my own shapeshift to shapeshift into a wolf and jump up into the pollen that the scarf just blew into the air and run around Seth and Yip and run towards the bee.
I am going to follow suit in my own form from my home. I can't remember everything, but I can remember growing up being blessed with being able to transform into this feral form like all my other it's my birthright. And being able to be this fluffy creature and so happy and glad that I can fully transform into this form and be able to be it as long as I want without any effort. I put as much as I can in my mane and my fluff and my tail, and it just feels more blessed than I've ever felt in my life. I used to be afraid to be in this form because it was connected to bad memories, despite its helpfulness with senses, sense, sight. But now it is more than that. It is as fluffy as the biggest bumblebee, and I could hide so much, and being able to carry and follow Adli as we are hopping on, quadrupedally throughout this pollen. It just feels right. We're not flying, but we're flying.
For sure. And Flynn, how are you carrying just so much? Of all of you, Flynn is only second to the giant bee at the amount of pollen they have.
So, what happens is as soon as Beelzebubble comes down and lands, Flynn's fur gets sucked up with static electricity and ends up clinging to the side of the bee, and she's just like stuck there and looks really surprised. And then more pollen just flies at her, and she's just entirely covered in pollen, like caked in it. And you can't even see her anymore, and you just like maybe like one of her feet is sticking out. So there's just one paw just out of all this pollen. She's like, help!
I know this cannot be canon, but in my head, Beelzebubble like grabs all four of you and just said, "Let's go!" And then fucking.
That's fine. That could be in character if you want.
No, I don't want to take Mario stuff. But yeah, Beelzebubble comes down, like grabs all of you, or sticks a leg out for all of you to grab. And this creature is huge, but not as big as the skunk, but it's like the size of an Apache helicopter style right now. It's just like the size and gender of an Apache helicopter.
The genders of the day are pupper and Apache helicopter.
And then they will take you out. Midnight, you see the fact. Alright, hold on, I'll put him on. Made a second one. Where are we? You see the fact that Flower was sneaking up on the on Beelzebubble, and was going to try, is in the background, was going to launch and try to eat them, but you guys all rolled successes, so I couldn't punish you with it. So just so you know, Seth's tough choice was whether or not he sees Flower coming. If Nika hadn't made that an 11. Nika made an 11, it's a success, so you guys have escaped Flower this time.
My only question is, does he have Midnight's sword on him, or did he leave it back at the den?
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have it. the sword on. It fell out into his den.
Yep. Okay.
And then you guys return back to the hive, and just like the queen and king actually will come out to see you because like you guys can't get Beelzebubble into the hive. That's how big they are, and they don't have a landing pad, which is rude. But also like tons of the civilians come out too. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna be muted while I copy and paste a bunch of things.
I just love the idea of Jumps Off be a completely normally black wolf just running around trailing pink.
You guys don't. I know you all probably in chat think this is super silly, but this means so much to me. Like, I am. Like, you don't even know.
Seth, we love you. We give you virtual hugs if wanted.
Yeah, I'll give you a real hug eventually.
So yeah, like they all see Beelzebubble like in the air, and they all see you like all covered in pollen, and they're coming out like, and they've got special tools to scrape the pollen off of you and off of each other, and they like start like grabbing Midnight's buckets, and they're all like so happy, and it's becoming this huge festival.
I feel like Adli just goes over to where they hear muffled noises and digs into the pollen to like grab Flynn by the scruff of her neck and like drag her out.
She was just like
just dragging her away so that way she can get all the pollen. Someone can help poor
the
Flynn
thing is,
get
there's
all
like
the pollen off.
And the thing is, since she was static clawing, you can hear the
Like the snapping.
the snapping of the electricity. She's being pulled off of the bee.
Adli gets shocked a little bit, and also it sends poofs of pollen everywhere.
Yeah.
I love these little bee guy tokens. They're so cute.
I know, they are very cute. The little king bee is adorable too. He's like a cute little old man.
I love him. The queen looks a little
I love the queen. The queen's my favorite. Don't you dare mock the queen.
I was gonna say a little fluffy.
Yeah.
A little fluffier than everybody else. She looks much more powerful.
She's got like a little puppy face a little bit.
Oh god, you're right.
Yeah, a little bit of a puppy face.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Adli is gonna go over and nudge Seth, like nudge Seth to turn to like go talk to them.
It takes a bit of effort and a little fighting mentally and emotionally because this feels good for the first time in, to him, decades, and to actually feel good in that form again. And then if it kind of forcefully changes form, it just at first just kind of looks at Beelzebubble and then looks at the queen and doesn't know how to react, but the tentacles on the back, instead of wings, because they're not wings, but they kind of vibrate like wings for a little bit. Instead of speaking, there's this vibration sound, and that's the only response at first, because no words are really able to form yet. This is just so much mentally and emotionally that it just can't be formed yet.
And like, this is like these bees are treating it almost like a pit stop at fucking a NASCAR. Midnight, you are getting your hair combed out. Every bit of pollen is coming out, and they are leaving you with just a fantastic hairstyle. And maybe they're gonna like give you that haircut that you're looking for to make sure they get all the pollen out of it. You know what I mean? I think there was a talk about a haircut going on for your glow up.
Yeah, Midnight's just kind of relaxing into it, like in the spa treatment, basically.
Oh, it feels great. They're like getting under your nails, like just the cleaning out, like they're getting every like bit of pollen. They're like offering you like these great baths where they will drain the water and then like scrub all the pollen out of it. It's amazing. Like Adli, same thing. They're like washing you down with these like they're basically microfiber cloths, but like they're not touching your hand, so the callus is not giving all of our like neurodivergent people the ick. If you know what I'm talking about, microfiber.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, and still wolf, so they can.
Oh yeah, okay. If you're still a wolf,
they can just take the brush to it and douse with water.
And like they're going ham on Flynn. They're basically hitting Flynn with really soft bats, almost like a piñata. Like it feels great. Like you know how like when people take the one bats, they whip themselves in the back with the those sticks and stuff. What is that called? Yeah,
I forget what those are called. Yeah,
it's that, but much softer. It feels like you're being pet and like caressed with lilac.
it's almost like reeds or something.
Yeah, it's like it feels great.
Before they even start, one of the things that she does do, when she's completely covered in all of the pollen, is they come up on her, and then suddenly this puff of pink just goes, achoo! And there's a bunch of it just flies off, and it's just like these puffs everywhere, and you can finally see her face.
Multiple bees leaping into the air to catch the shrapnel of that, like on themselves, in whatever they can. Some of them are holding Midnight's buckets to get as much of it as they possibly can. You see them sweeping up the ground.
At least just doing the whole big dog shake all over the place.
And then the queen approaches, and she's just like raises her hand, and everybody goes stock still, and she's like, on behalf of our entire hive, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you for your remarkable efforts in collecting pollen. Your dedication and hard work has an abundance of nourishment to our garden, ensuring the vitality and prosperity of this great hive. It's like, this will not go unnoticed. And you brought us the avatar of Beezus himself. Truly, you are one of the chosen bees. It's like, what can we offer you for this great gift? Like, we will be able to extend our hive so much higher, so much further with the crafts that we will create. What do you ask of us?
It takes a few moments before I finally, am able to speak up, because this is a lot, and this knot's not running this time, but there are tears. I am honored, my queen, that you have allowed me to speak and assist with your hive, to help fill the coffers of comb. My greatest wish is for us to be able to connect our two peoples together, and to learn from one another, and to be able to share honey and home and bread and knowledge. That is the greatest gift that I can ask for. Other than the friends that I have brought with me, I am still in awe as much as they've helped me today to grow. And of course, I point to B as a bubble. And I'm unable to speak about. I just kind of motion and character unable to speak about that. Just being one and learning is more than enough, and I am sure the people I'm with, the Wanderpus, would be honored to just be able to speak and trade and learn. That is our goal, is to learn.
Truly, we are humbled.
I hug Flynn. I actually hug them all with one tentacle each, but make sure it's consensual. I don't want to be weird about it.
You're fine, Seth.
At Midnight's benefit, he does look a little down as he kind of looks in the direction of Flower's den, but he doesn't really say anything.
I kind of wink. We can speak about him later. We will deal with that individual.
It's the fucking honey hammer thing again. Why can't you guys hold on to your weapons when dealing with fucking, like, flying insects?
or other bad guys.
Does anybody have a sequel card I can buy off of the... No, there aren't any.
But yeah, so you guys all have a magnificent. Let me we'll go back into the You guys never even met this guard, but like he's there and he like offers to show you guys around, like show you. They're gonna take you on a tour while the queen, the king, and all of the workers deal with the pollen that you have. And like at the end of the night, they have this huge party for you all. Like absolutely insane. They have mead. They have all sorts of different like food. They have a lot of blue honey because
Would you call it a homecoming?
I would say it's a homecoming.
A whole combine.
Home combine harvester.
I mean, we're harvesting friendships.
And I don't think we spent a lot of time on this one, so let me show you around it a little bit more. Like this is what the inside of it looks like.
Oh, look at the little babies.
And this is what the bees look like. They again,
So
you haven't
precious.
seen any of them fly. They do not seem like these ones can fly.
Are drones, correct? Are they unable to fly?
This race of them like are the vestigial wings. Not
Okay.
like they can make buzzing noises and they use it for communicating and stuff, but they don't actually fly with their wings. These bees are in fact the bees that are too heavy for their own wings to lift.
Okay.
Yeah, their wings aren't large enough.
That silly meme that bees can't like fly and can't lift their own weight is true for them.
I would like to spend time with them to see if there's... I doubt it, but there's no harm in trying to assist with learning about that, even if it takes technology to assist with that.
Yeah, I can help with
Perhaps-
that. We can get them nice little gliding.
They don't want to fly.
Okay,
That's
they don't
not who they are. Their entire culture has been made about climbing their hive and building up one hive. So they don't. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like carpenter bees.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a carpenter bee that lives in...
I tried to lean in so hard to so many bee puns.
It's hard, because there are only so many you can do without getting kind of like... to where people don't understand what you're talking about. Because there's a lot of bee stuff that people... Like, bee bread is a huge thing in bee populations. But nobody really cares.
So real quick, this night the party starts to wind down. You guys all have an amazing time. If I'm not telling you like what you did to have an amazing time, whatever you wanted to do here to have an amazing time, that's how it is.
I would like to ask about the blue honey that was brought to me.
That
I've been holding on for a season and a half, I think.
blue honey?
Yeah, you had mentioned it out in character in chat. God, a while back. It was in a vial.
You have blue honey from the mayor.
Yes, and I want to see if any of the people here, any of the bee vigils here,
The beeple.
Beeple is correct.
The people here can assist me if possible.
Are you referring to the red honey, you mean?
No, it's blue. It's something that was brought to me within chat in the in character within. It was a few months ago, and I had no idea what to do with it. That's my own fault.
We have blue honey is the color of the honey the mayor
And they said there
generate.
was something up with it. There was something weird about it.
Oh, they just look at it, they're like, no, and they just start licking it.
This isn't poison or anything.
Nom nom.
As long as it's safe, then I will happily speak to the mayor about it later. But right now, the others I'd happily just celebrate, go into form, and for the first time since I've been either in this world or the world before, even in Liminal, because that's not even my home world, be able to transform into my own species, feral form, without fear.
Everybody in the chat is saying it's the red honey. Like-
Let me go back. It's been quite a few months.
Yeah, if you're talking about the red honey, they are not eating it.
Okay.
It's been so long. I should have made more notes.
That is
Yeah,
poison. Do not feed that to them.
I will not. I don't want to
So
feed anything to anybody.
Was that something from season 2?
Yeah, that's season 2 stuff. They will they whisper that they believe that it's called blood honey.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like the connotation of that, and I will speak to the mayor as soon as I possibly can about that. But right now, it is time for joy and happiness and preparation for the winter. They do hibernate, correct? Or do they just
these do not. The winter never comes to Gaia's garden.
Whoa. Okay. Well, just party for fun time then.
Oh yeah,
Party hard.
they're gonna like straight up fucking get blitzed.
I do have some good mead recipes.
Absolutely, and they will accept them and they will share, and like they will begin, like you already said, like you said it, so you're speaking it into existence. They are gonna want to start making trading agreements all around. So you guys just gotta talk to the dwarves to the east, like
all right.
and just set up a trade route. See if you guys can get the bees to go through the mines, or if the bees can go.
Midnight has a history with dwarves. Is that correct, or am I misremembering that?
Wrong dwarves.
Wrong dwarves.
That's racist. I don't want to be racist about it. Different kind of dwarves.
Midnight has a relationship with what we might call like standard Dungeons and Dragons dwarves. Is that correct, Midnight?
Kind of. They're a lot more elemental. Like there's like a mix of Genasi and dwarves, basically.
See,
Oh, cool.
the dwarves that we've got are all like the silver dwarves from Seasonal. Okay, unless Midnight wanted to be from the that group, but that changes a lot of things.
I do believe we have someone else within a Wanderpus.
Yeah, just ask Royce later.
Yeah, I would like to, if I can catch him, I'd like to speak to Royce about that, because I definitely want to open relations, trading relations, because I can't imagine the benefits we'd all be able to obtain.
Put a second Midnight down on accident.
I would also like to, I don't know if Beelzebubble has departed, but by the end of the night, I would like to both pray to him and Beezus to give my thanks and just actually spend about a half hour just in thanks. By myself, just kind of giving that alone with my own, both prayer and meditation.
Absolutely, and I think we'll just like pull the curtain right there at the end of the game, as the end of the game.
I would also like to make pamphlets.
Oh, for sure.
Flynn is the only one here who knows where that reference comes from.
Where the joke comes from? Oh God! Have you heard of Nethys?
So there we go, everybody. I'm sorry, Adli, we didn't have a ton of roles for you to make use of your take 10, but I will still give you a prize for this game. I owe a couple people a couple things. It's really hard for some of them because I really want to give you guys something good. So I'm working on it. Don't think if I haven't given you your prize yet, don't think I haven't forgotten. It's just literally me being like, what the fuck? Like I need to make it better, but not overpowered. You know, that kind of stuff.
No, don't worry about
All three of you that have
about
joined me in character, I want to thank you very, very much. It means a lot to me. And out of in character, like in the chat, if you ever like want to, I don't know, run around and howl at the moon, even you, Flynn, hit me up.
I can't howl, but I'll
I mean,
I'll
cats
yowl.
will howl, but
yowl.
Yowling.
I really appreciate you guys coming. It means a lot. Since that whole little silly thing we had in chat, it like was so fun to me, even though it was kind of small. I really thank you guys, all of you guys in chat. You have no idea how much this means to me. You just don't know. Like I was sitting here so scared.
Alright. So with that, let me give a quick recap. So today on the adventures of the Wanderpus, we have Seth was getting an uneasy feeling around folk song, and he felt like he was getting an SOS call. And then when he went to the Gaia's garden, which is a large like forest of flowers, basically in the south of folk song, they met with somebody named they met with Mary, and Mary is spelled Merry for the record, in case you're curious. And they said that they needed help, like, reunifying a lost, like, arm of the Beezus religion. And then, with that, they came in here, they tried to do a little scoping, Midnight fell off from Adli, Midnight tried to fight a giant skunk, Midnight lost his sword while fighting a giant skunk. The skunk was really strong, and, like, I'm not saying you couldn't have beat it, I'm not saying it was impossible, but 1v1, that thing... Flower's a monster. But anyway, they then met with the group of bees that were living in the hive, and they are industrious bees, builder bees. They don't focus on honey creation because they can just straight up eat flowers and enjoy it. They met with the queen. They speak in bee puns, and if you don't use a pun, specifically a bee pun, while you're talking to them, they do not understand what you're saying. It's completely lost on them. All you have to do is throw like a bee in anywhere in that sentence, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's what you mean." So that's fun. They met the queen. The queen was very distrusting of them at first. We didn't really dive into why that is. I think during the festival, it's the fact that something started changing. Like weird, strange events have started to happen around them recently, and large creatures have begun to appear, and they didn't feel like they were being protected by Beezus anymore, so they gave up on him. And then the four of them went out to gather pollen for the hive and did an amazing job. Absolutely fucking killed it. Seth prayed so hard he summoned the avatar of Beezus, which is Beelzebubble. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then prayed so hard he got Beelzebubble's help, and then they like Apache helicoptered back, and then got like scrubbed down by the bees, and have made a fine connection with the bees, who now want. Sorry.
Too much pollen.
Yep, seriously. No. They now want to trade across. I look forward to the mayor working with these bees so we can get pink honey. Because that could be fun.
Amazing.
All these different colors of honey would be so good for dyes. And
Stop making me want pink hair.
Alright, and yeah, so that was today's game. That was Seth's main character energy for this month. Like, I'm doing main character energies, and like, I'm trying to laser focus them, people.
Dude, I was expecting like a 10 and you hit like a 15. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Tomorrow we have The Greatest Adventure, which is Soki's game. And Soki's The Greatest Adventure from the 1970s fucking Hobbit movie. That's where that song's from.
That's a nostalgia blast.
I'm ready for another adventure.
It's just... The poster's so good for that one. I love it.
And footage yet, or do we have to wait to see it?
It was on the scrolling, but we're making a channel for like subscribers that I will drop all of the art, the posters and stuff in early, awesome. Probably there.
Because your poster work has been just fucking spot on. It's
Midjourney's so good. Midjourney's very handy for that.
It's not just Midjourney, dude. You have to have the patience to go through that and the perfect wording, and you've been just chef's kiss.
Thank you very much. Then Sunday we have No One Knows. That is Professor Winter's main character energy. We get to see what is Nickel up to when he's not in the mob. You know, like when he's not when his main character's not about the mob. It's about being a sick ass pilot. So look forward to that. And then Monday we are playing a game of we're playing roller derby. This is going to be 4-on-4. I've got to get all the people. Now that I know who's in it, I'm going to get you guys the character sheets. It's a super, super simple system. If you learned how to play Honey Heist, if you learned how to play Lasers and Feelings, you can play this one. Not a fucking problem. It's even easier than Varsity, but like I'm going to keep Varsity for the web ball games. This is a roller derby specific game. That game's going to be fucking sick as shit. We've got a fucking stacked crew of people playing that game. It's going to be amazing. And then Tuesday. Now I know Tuesday's a weird fucking day. Like, to ask any of you to show up. I understand that. I get that. But Tuesday's game is going to be incredible. Like this game was incredible. All games are incredible. Tuesday's game is really my bullshit. Like, if you like where I go weird with games, please, if you can make it Tuesday, please do. But there we go. So everybody, I thank all 4 of you for coming and playing. You guys all did amazing. You all did exactly what I wanted you to, which is fascinating.
Oh no.
So thank you all so much for it. We've got all those new cards. Please look forward to them, and we're gonna try to get the subscriber stuff up tomorrow. Thank you all so much for coming. It was great.
Thank you all so much. So we're gonna go head off and die. But thank you all for the cards and everything. Like, good lord. I'm glad that you like the Harbinger hats and whatnot.
The fact Seth asked Bamman for hats while we were playing Street Fighter, and I was just like, that's hilarious because we're already trying to do that.
I was
happy you remembered that.
For the last set of games that we played, and it all of a sudden wouldn't work. So I was like, alright, fuck it. And got it working over this like little bit of a break. So now the sky's the limit.
If I put a fez on myself right now, does it appear?
Yeah,
like,
you could type !fez and it should work.
I want to do the card because I like the card better. Okay. I like seeing the card happen. No, but like, does it happen on this screen?
Yeah.
Sick.
I can't even
Fez it up.
more hats.
You guys can't exclamation more fez. Like that is.
Oh, okay.
No, that is very specifically.
I'm happy I got to play the cowboy hat. I can't even think of more hats. You chose the best hats. I'll have to go play TF2 again.
There it is.
Look at that fez.
Oh wait, there's a bee
good.
hat in TF2 that would look super great.
I have a lot of ideas, but this was like the first batch of them. Alright, I'll do a few, see how it pans out, and now that it works, I know I can like mess around and get some other.
Yeah, with these hats, it made me think of TF2 and being able to stack all of them on top of each other.
I actually like these better than the sound effects because it doesn't like stop. And not that the sound effects bad. I like the sound effects, but these are so great that they don't like stop anything, and you still get this funny laugh.
There's some new stuff in the sound effect cards. Nobody actually played any this round, so you won't see them until next time. But some of them have some additions in them now. Because we got like a bunch of stuff I've been working. So
it's gonna be hard to beat the cowboy hat though. Hat card. That's gonna be really hard to top.
Pirate hat with giant plume. Yeah.
Thank you
Not
guys.
that one.
Thank you so much. That was such a fun game, and all the new cards.
That one was super cool. I'll have to adjust that one. Alright, so we're gonna heck off and die, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the greatest adventure.
Thank you guys so much. Goodbye.
Bye, it was fun playing.
Thank you guys for playing so much. Thank you. This means a lot.
Good night.